Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for tuning in to The Island Viper. Well, I'm going to talk about something today that I haven't done in quite a while, and that is a new O-ring figure, new-ish. So a lot of you have probably bought into the Skeletron Kickstarter whenever it was going. I did an all-in package myself, and a while back I had received one or two of the Wolf Trooper O-ring figures from that lineup, and ended up purchasing more of them on their site. This is one of the first pieces to come from Skeletron, the Robo Skull maker. But they sold out of that figure, that card back, and they have re-released that figure with new alternative artwork on the card back as the Skeletron figure with the Skeletron head, and on the back of the on the back of the card you have bios for the Wolf Trooper and the Skeletron figure. They are swapped, as you can see here. Let me get the glare off. But anyway, same figure, different packaging, a different card back. That one actually came into me damaged. So when I first purchased a batch of these, I dig the figures. I think they're really cool. But the card back was damaged. We're going to open this one and check it out. Look at the quality and maybe take him apart, swap the head, and see exactly how he works on camera. But Marauders, Gunrunners, Marauder Task Force, those guys have a bit of a role in some of this as well, some of the modern figures. And here's one of them right now, the Skelly Ninja, using this figure. Actually uses one of the heads here, and I believe this is the head from the Skeledrones pack, and it comes with the Skeledrone, and it also gives you the ability to put this head onto a modern figure neck ball. Anyway, I'll make a separate video on the MTF stuff, but we're going to open this guy up and check it out. I'll be kind of reaching around my camera here, but we're just going to go ahead and rip this right off the package since it's kind of damaged anyway. Don't really care about preserving it. He will end up going into a clamshell case, but there we go. There's all the stuff. Let's just dump it right out. I will end up cutting these out to put into the clamshell case, but as for now, pull that bubble right off. Like a kid tearing into a GiJoe in the 1980s. All right. So we do have here, that actually feels really nice. It feels a lot better than some other third-party. Hey, cool. It says on the package, new swivel wrist battle grip. And there you have the swivel wrist battle grip. Riveted shoulders, riveted elbows, as is typical with most of the O-ring style figures. Man, the legs have a nice positive lockup. They're not loose, but they're not so tight that it feels like it's going to break or anything. Man, this is really high. This is a very nice quality figure. Even the paint apps, as you can see, very well done. A lot of detail in that sculpt. I like this a lot. I really like this figure. And I know that on some of the new O-ring figures, they're even adding ankle articulation. This not specifically this line. This figure does not have that. Grindstone Toys is also one of the groups involved in the making of these figures and getting all that stuff produced. So let's check this out. Yep, standard O-ring construction. You have a T-hook here in the waist, which is a ball on either end of a bar, and then you have a hook that comes up off of the middle of the bar, which goes into the O-ring and then up around a piece inside the torso. We will disassemble this figure just to get a good look at the inside, see what he's about. But this head, I don't think the head is actually going to come off of the neck ball. I think it's kind of permanently on there, or at least semi-permanently on there. I'm sure that it would pop off if we tried hard enough, but I really don't have an interest in trying to do that. But here's the regular head for the Wolf Trooper. And as you can see here, that neck is basically a doubled joint. So it's almost like if you're familiar with the modern G.I. Joe figures or the modern style action figures, the head and neck are separate pieces and the head like snaps onto the neck. Most of them, the torso is constructed with the neck as a fixture of the torso, which is not the case with this. This is pretty cool, actually. Yeah, that's not going to pop. That's not going to just pop off there. So, but you have pretty good paint apps. The eyes look good. The eyebrows look good. Let's check out the helmet that he comes with. This is the Wolf Trooper helmet. And this is all themed after the original Action Force bad guys, the Red Shadows, as can be seen with the little skull and crossbones, the little Jolly Roger there on the chest. But the wolf, I think his name was Blood Wolf or Red Wolf, was the pilot to the original Robo Skull, which is literally just exactly what it sounds like. It is a big red skull that is like a spaceship, I guess. I'm going to end up making a full video on the Skeletron Robo Skull and all that it entails, because there are a ton of really cool details about that, along with a little bit of a story and whatnot. So, anyway, Wolf Trooper head, Wolf Trooper helmet, Skeletron. Skeletron was actually a character from the Action Force line, and I'm talking about the Palitoy UK Action Force. He did not look like this, but he was a robot, like a skeletonized robot. Let's take a look at the accessories he comes with here. Very, very clean looking. There's not really any mold flash or anything on here. This appears to be... I was holding that completely away from the camera. So, anyway, here's the... This appears to be like some type of a submachine gun with a suppressor and some type of optic. But you also have this little blade weapon that he comes with. Actually, I'm impressed by this. I'm impressed by how clean all of this looks. It's really, really nice looking stuff. He has daggers molded onto his legs. I'm kind of surprised there is not a holster for this on the figure, but anyway, here's the pistol that he comes with. It's like a little directed energy pistol. And one of the really cool accessories, at least I think it's cool, is this energy sword. That's pretty badass. I really like the fact that it's molded in a translucent blue plastic. Man, I am impressed with how clean these look. The tooling that these were made with has to be really, really sharp. There's even little details. Let's see if I can if I can highlight some of this, in the handguard, and oh, it's a skull. Okay. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Yeah, there you go. Now you can get a good close-up look at it in the light. That's fantastic. That is really, really detailed. So I'm even more impressed with this than what I initially thought that I was going to be. It's an awesome, awesome figure. Now he does come with a translucent or clear figure stand that's reminiscent of the figure stands G.I. Joe used to come with. And this one is branded Grindstone Toys. So I would assume that Grindstone Toys is supplying the figure stands for these. But here you have the backpack, and it appears as though the backpack includes storage for weapons and accessories. What do we have to do? How does this work here? I don't want to just cram something onto the pegs and hope that it works, but I'm assuming, given the shape, that the... Nope, doesn't go in there. Does it go in like this? Maybe. Yep, there we go. There's a home for the sword without bending anything. I don't want to bend it. But the sword does go into the backpack. I like the fact that he has some storage here. And it looks like this probably... Yeah. This little weapon, this little double-bladed weapon here. Yeah, goes on to it, something like that. Now, if it just had storage for the guns, that'd be fantastic. Don't think it does, though. Man, that looks good. That is really cool. I am thoroughly impressed with this O-ring figure, and I've just not been... I've not been real happy with O-ring figures here as of late. They just haven't really appealed a lot to me. He does have storage. Hey, just like the old Cobra Commander had, his pistol stores on his back. And the little jetpack backpack here goes right into the figure's peg hole. That's what we'll call it, the peg hole. There you go. Weapon storage. That's actually quite a tight fit. It doesn't fit onto the figure super well, but it's more of a rubberized plastic, I think. So it's workable. You can kind of get it in there, and it affixes pretty tight, so it's not just going to fall off. Man, that really is a nice figure. Let's go ahead and put this the submachine gun in his hand, and I haven't checked it, but I assume that it's going to be yeah, there we go, able to grip. All right, that's really cool. So you get a lot of stuff with him. Let's go ahead and take him apart here and see what he looks like on the inside. Takes a regular Phillips screw in the back. The legs are assembled the same way. Say Phillips screw here and here on the inner thighs. Typical O-ring construction like the 80s GI Joes. Let's go ahead and turn this all the way out, and I am using a very small. It's interesting, they've got black screws for these guys. It's a pretty nice touch with the black on the back. So that torso should pop right apart. Here the head came out pretty easy, effortlessly actually, and there we go. Torso's fully disassembled, and he looks just as you would imagine on the inside. There you have the nice, actually this guy's got a pretty fat O-ring. But yeah, did a really nice job sculpting this figure. Fit and finish are fantastic. I like everything about it. Everything seems to have ample tolerances to not break whenever you try to take it apart or put it back together, like some of the old GI Joes. Those are the O-ring figures. I'm trying to reach around the camera and do this, but those are the O-ring figures most people have experience with. The 80s and 90s GI Joe figures. There we go. And you'll see people snap the crotch off these. Not this specific figure, but this style of figure. Trying to put them back together. I've broken crotches before, but I've never broken one from assembling it like I just did. Come on. Get everything captured and put back together, the arms in, and I always put the head in last, so either head will fit. The necks on them are a little different. It's a taller, slightly taller neck on the Skeletron head. Pop that right back down in there. I really dig this figure a lot. So, dropping the screw back in. And you don't ever want to over tighten these, just kind of let it find the threads and just hand tight. And he's right back to the same condition he was in. The head feels good. Everything functions just like it should. Alrighty, now we're going to go over the little story on the file cards and see exactly what story they have for these guys. Since this one is set up as Skeletron, we'll read that one first. A chilling embodiment of technology gone awry, Skeletron commands the Red Shadows with an unquenchable thirst for power and control. With records of his true origin inexplicably eradicated, rumors persist that a disturbing genesis occurred during highly classified research into artificial intelligence. While some theorize that a critical error in programming unleashed a sinister self-awareness, others have whispered that external influences corrupted supercomputer coding, resulting in a malevolent awakening. With an inscrutable intellect and terrifying hypnotic gaze, Skeletron wields a vicious laser sword in his bone-crushing grip, ready to slice through the flesh and steel with ruthless efficiency. Untamed, untethered, unleashed, Red Shadows rise. That's the file card for Skeletron. The file card for the Wolf Trooper, same figure, different head. Recruited from the ranks of battle-hardened soldiers with suitable psychological profiles, Wolf Troopers are elite hunters who relentlessly pursue their prey across land, sky, and space. Trained and equipped with advanced experimental technology, a Wolf Trooper's formidable arsenal includes a radiation-shielded armored suit with heads-up display helmet, personal propulsion unit being the jetpack, zero-gravity firearms, and titanium alloy combat claws. Exceptional Wolf Troopers are tested to their resistance to the most punishing G-forces, and if they survive, are selected to pilot the Red Shadow's most fearsome weapon, the Robo-Skull. Howl at the moon? These guys howl on the moon. Alright, there we go, guys. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and checking out the Skeletron action figure with me, the O-ring figure. And I'm going to do videos on the rest of their figures as well. The modern style figures, which are more tuned to me, and some of the Marauders Task Force figures that kind of tie in with this stuff. So, thanks for tuning in to The Island Viper, and I'll see you soon.